way more difficult than it definitely needed to be, that's for damn sure. Okay, so we're trying this. We're seeing how this goes. I think that it will work. It did work last time. This is a workaround to get around the ability to go live on YouTube. You just don't know what just happened. Hello. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I think it started now. How are you today? My name is Sean. And maybe one day we'll say my last name as well. Maybe we can bring the camera back over to where we were, because that was kind of a cooler little setup. Anyway, I'm just trying to make sure that this will work for us, because I've been trying to go live for quite some time, and well, I haven't really met the qualifications to do it properly. So by using the app CameraFi Live, it seems to allow me to do so. Why did I want to just go live? Well, it's just easier to upload the video this way. Seems to be easier to do it this way. I know it goes on automatically, and for the subscribers that I do have, it seems to go live actually, so here we are. I'm just trying something. Today is the Piscean full moon, or the beginning of the Piscean full moon. It's kind of late, and I don't have a lot of options here. And basically, I've been trying to be a entrepreneur, doing my own thing, having my own business, making my own money in the way that I want to do it. I've been working on this, trying to get started on this, trying to have the confidence, or I guess, I don't know, maybe just the positive kind of energy in a way that's just set right. And what I really wanted to do with this channel specifically was I wanted to write about my story from beginning to end in a brutally honest way. My story is got a lot of ups, a lot of great good times, but it has a lot of downs, and the downs are kind of disturbing. And I really wanted to share it in full detail, every little bit of every little thing, to the T. And I wanted it to end in a more positive note, a more presently positive note. I've been dealing with a slight health condition. Nothing too major, nothing that I don't think can't be fixed, and nothing that's not curable, nothing that is contagious or anything, but it's a condition nonetheless that has basically devastated my confidence in a lot of ways. It's been extremely hard to restart and rethink how I want to carry myself now. And I've tried to spend an immense amount of money and time and effort on trying to make sure to take care of this one way or the other. And there's just not really been a solid way to do it. If you don't mind, I'm just going to move that back so you can see a little bit more of me. Basically, I've been waiting. I don't know. I want to tell you the skills that I have real quick. Let's just run down through the skills I've got, and I want to use these skills somehow to make money with. I know that I've used a lot of these skills to make money with before. I'd like to be able to give up my regular job to be able to do this permanently and do this all the time and do it very well. A lot of people maybe have just had things set up in their life in a way that they were able to easily do this. Other people maybe just really just had, a lot of consistency, and they didn't have things that were keeping them maybe in negative energy vibes or just low vibes. When you're in low vibes, or life circumstances or situations keep you in low vibes, it's difficult to really bring out the best in yourself. I'm learning to protect my energy more. I'm learning to not let other people's energies affect me as much. That is still a work in progress, but I think I've done a pretty good job as I wear this black tourmaline just to absorb the negative energy that comes from people. But I'm a server in a restaurant right now. I've done a lot of strides in getting to where I am now. A year and a half ago, I was in Springfield, Ohio. I am now out here in a small little, well, more of a tourist town, kind of an expensive town, but a beautiful town nonetheless out here in Colorado. I didn't know anything about this town. I did live in Colorado as a freshman in high school. That was like 17 years ago. I knew that the people were really friendly here, very much more open and understanding, and more kind of my vibe. A lot of people like to hang out with each other. People are doing outdoor activities. Whereas just, I don't know, I was very alone in Ohio a lot of the times. I've been alone by myself for quite some time. I mean, like, compared to what I was in high school, early 20s, I was always surrounded by friends and people. Always. My family was still doing things. We still had gatherings. We did, we always had things going on. But as I lost the main members of my family, which is fine, I've gotten over it. I'm fine. But as that happened, we stopped doing get-togethers. My friends started growing older. Careers started becoming more serious. People started having children. I have a daughter. She lives in Texas with her mom. She's doing wonderful. I don't want to say too much about her personal, private life, but she's great. I have moved out here, and I honestly didn't think I would be doing as good as I've done. Despite all circumstances, I've had a health condition that, put it this way, I've spoken about it on the channel before, and I have since removed it and made it private, but I could always make it public. I absolutely want to talk about it. I want to shed light on this subject for other people, because I think a lot of other people there's nobody out here that really knows how to, I think I could explain it and show proof of it in a way that would be unlike anyone that's come before it. There's no other videos that I think, I know I could create the ultimate, hey, this is a real thing, doctors, maybe you should really start paying attention. These people really need you. Quit saying that it's not a thing, because it is a thing. And it's a very hard to treat thing. And it has really put me through an emotional thing that I just never thought I would ever go through. I thought I had already the hardest parts of my life. And then this happened. And it was 100,000 times more difficult, honestly. It felt that way. And so I'm kind of grateful for it happening at this point. Even though it's not completely over with, I am grateful that it got me moving. It got me thinking. It got me to look at life in a perspective that I don't think I ever would have before. I've been through a situation. I feel like my story, it's not like I'm unique. It's not like I'm indifferent than it, but really my story is very unique. And I wish this upon nobody, honestly, but what I went through with this and just the emotional turmoil that it kind of created, because this has been a difficult thing to describe to people. This has been a very isolating thing that I have to do. There's lots of stuff that I got to do that's very time consuming, very exhausting, and definitely drains your wallet. It also is really almost impossible. I mean, it's been very impossible to really get people to take it seriously. And in the beginning, well, it was devastating, because everybody that was closest to me and that I worked hard for years to be in a good place in life, and then this started happening. And for the very fact that I just didn't have, I mean, people just wasn't understanding. They wasn't taking me seriously. And because of my past from years prior, no matter how much work I had done on myself, it was almost like that past, that label came back up. No matter how much work I had done on myself, the people closest to me, they still used that label to come back up and kind of look at my situation in the present moment and use that label against me as if it was the cause of the problem again. So really it was like I'd worked so hard just to be not only labeled that again when I was not back in that behavioral pattern, but yet being accused of it. And then on top of that, it just created immense negative arguments and just, it's a story that's a long story to talk about. But this situation, I feel like the universe particularly put on me because of what it did put me through. It was almost like it was divinely written to be in people's, thoughts that they just could not. They were like spiritually blocked from being able to actually understand and believe me. I don't even blame anybody. I mean, this whole thing that's happened to me has been extremely rare and weird and very just, it's weird, really weird, and it doesn't happen to very many people, but it is happening to hundreds, if not thousands of people in groups that I'm a part of that I see that are going through this, that there really is no good voice out there to really help bring any kind of light to this. And I think that I would absolutely be very good at being that voice for them. So here I am. I decided, basically it got to a point where I learned some things to make it better, and I just dealt with it. And I figured, I got asked what I wanted for Christmas one year, or this last year, and I was just like, you know what? Because we weren't getting together for Christmas. COVID prevented that. My family was like freaking out about that, and they didn't want to get together. So I said, get me a one-way ticket to Colorado. I had some friends out here that would let me stay with them for a short time. I stayed there for just a little bit because, once again, they made things also very, 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 they were just very argumentative with each other. Even though I wasn't in the middle all the time, it was a small house. And when people are screaming at each other, me being a Pisces, I just absorb that energy no matter what I want to do. And I said, I moved out here to try to restart my life. I want to be around nothing but positive, uplifting vibes. Things that make me feel better, make me feel good, make me feel happier, make me feel inspired, make me feel encouraged. Things that help me spiritually develop, things that motivate me, things that make me feel better about myself. Things that actually embrace my gifts, that don't get envious or feel inferior because of what I do or what I'm capable of doing or what my gifts are. I'm trying to share those with others. I'm trying to also help them find their thing and uplift others. But I've really had a life of what seems to be just people, no matter what I seem to do. I've always had this bright, optimistic, ambitious attitude. I've been a very good salesman my whole life. I know how to professionally talk to clientele. I know how to sell a service or product very well. I've been a good communicator. Not at all times of the day. I have my moments where I need to recharge my batteries, but for the most part, when I'm feeling good, when I'm surrounded by good things, I can really make a simple thing shine. I know how to make difficult situations work out somehow. I've lived on my own since I was 18. I've had very unfortunate circumstances, whether it be directly or indirectly my fault or not my fault, directly or indirectly. There were things that I couldn't control and things that I could have controlled better. But the things that I couldn't control ended up making me have more negative emotions like anger, rage, resentment, bitterness, fear, procrastination, worry, stress, doubt. And those emotions suck to be in. Let's face it, they suck. And so I would go and just find any way to try to get out of those emotions after I had been in them for a while. Hence the toxic cycles would begin. And I would just keep putting instant gratifying band-aids that weren't really instant gratifying, like all the way gratifying, but they were gratifying enough that they allowed me to, I guess, live through the moment and not be in complete agony. So the more that I allowed those instant gratifying moments to let me be in 50% okay joy and 50%, oh, this sucks, but it was good enough to get through the moment, right? They served a purpose every time I did do that, or I made decisions to just, I don't want to be in a negative emotional energy state. Not all the way. I have to find a way to at least be able to cope with this somehow, some way. And because I didn't really have a lot of connections or relationships or girlfriends or anything, I was pretty much by myself, and the people that were around me, the friends that I did have or whatever, they were just users. They really was just there for another reason. They weren't there for me. Okay? And then the friends that I thought, were close connections through school, and once we got out of school, once they had their families and stuff, they became top priority. And I don't blame them for making them top priority, but they basically were just non-existent after that. But also my behavioral patterns and the things that I was doing didn't help anything at all. I really sold my dignity in a lot of ways, and I lost the respect of people. I also had moments where I was much better, and I would speak in a way that almost made me forget that I used to behave very disrespectfully. I need to come at this from a different kind of angle. My perspective was not where it's at now. I've always tried to carry myself in a way where I believed that if I spoke it and I talked it and I walked it and I just really believed that I could do great things, that it would come to me. And even then and even now, I feel that way. And a lot of times by speaking that way and trying to manifest something, I basically could seem arrogant and seem like a know-it-all. But what I'm really trying to do is just speak as if I'm already in that place. I'm trying to talk and I'm trying to act, I'm trying to use my knowledge as if I'm already in that place. And that can come across as arrogant and a know-it-all to people that don't understand what I'm trying to do. And I'm trying to uplift other people. If you understood my story, and I am not saying this here at all as I really am not trying to be more special than anyone else's story. I know everyone has been through shit. Excuse me, but everyone's been through stuff, right? We all have our stuff that we've been through, and no one really wants to hear about someone complain or, hear about any kind of sob story or be a Debbie Downer, right? Of course not. But I want to speak truth. I'm all about speaking real, raw, absolute, no covering whatsoever, no mask on it whatsoever. I don't care about being popular or the guy that's cool. I want to help people. I want to be genuine and real, and I can't change yesterday. I can't change what I really have done. It is what it is, right? So let me talk about it. I don't know what it's going to do to my reputation or what people it'll attract or what conflict it'll bring. I just feel like I'm being spiritually led to do this. My story has got a lot of stuff that, yeah, absolutely, you could judge and criticize the hell out of me for. I personally feel not ashamed or guilty for any of it anymore. I feel like everything happened for a reason. I went that way for a reason. I'm still not all the way out of the weeds completely. I want to do better and be better. But I need to be around people that understand me better or understand spirituality maybe a little bit. Understand this purpose that we all do serve on this planet. Understand where the future is going and what humanity is going to need in the future. I don't understand exactly what the future is going to be. I just know God's asking me to do some very big things that I'm honestly scared to do. I'm honestly very uneasy to do. Okay, it's not easy to talk about some of the stuff that I feel like in the future is necessary to do. But out of all the stories there have been of despair, of hopelessness, I know there's a lot on the planet. Don't get me wrong, I know people in other countries and stuff like that. I can't imagine what that feels like. But I'm talking about regular Americans and what we go through and the things that become hurdles in life, or just anybody in a more modernized society. Dude, what I have went through, a lot of it was brought upon my own doing, but this last few years, this health condition, so to speak, It brought me to a place of, the bottom pit of hopelessness for me personally. And once I try to describe that and share that story one day with you, you will understand. You'll understand. I think you will. If anybody could have a hurdle in life, or any hurdles, I had the ultimate hurdle, dude. I'm telling you. Not to be special above anyone, but what I faced, I felt like was impossible to get through. There was no way out. Like, I really did feel like that for a long time. It wasn't just so much the physical and the medical thing that actually happened. It was the emotional turmoil that it took on me from everyone. Basically, nobody believed me. They used my past to judge what was happening. And then that made me feel real worse, especially when I was working so hard to stay sober at the time and do better. And the person that was supposedly always going to be there for me completely changed a 180. It was like my worst enemy once it started. And again, this is a story for another day. But I've reached a point of a place that it's much, much better now, but it's definitely not taken care of. I just went and seen a doctor yesterday for it that I paid out of pocket for. I don't have insurance here. I do okay. I do good at my job. I'm not gonna lie. The part-time job I have, I do better than I've probably ever had in any other part-time job I've ever had. But it is more expensive to live out here, and then with not being able to qualify for Medicaid or anything, I just have to pay for this kind of stuff. And then not to mention the amount of, probably spent over 10 grand in the last 2 years, at least, easy. I got tons of receipts on trying to fix this myself, because every doctor I'd seen before it was not helping me either. And every time I would see a doctor and they would not help me or take it seriously, it basically made me feel like I should just be dead. I don't know what else to do. I have tried to scream to everyone I know, please fucking help me here. Sorry, but and nothing worked. Nothing I could do would get anyone's attention. I could not figure it out. So I just got to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm starting to resent everyone around me here. I don't like anybody anymore. I like you all now, just so you know. It wasn't really your fault. This is a very rare, weird thing, and I also behaved poorly my whole, young adult life. You had every reason and right to believe what you believed, and eventually it did lead me back into the toxic behavior that you thought it was originally, because everybody was thinking that and saying that, and I just felt like all the connections that I had worked hard to rebuild, this has just made it back to square one, and as if all that time was just meaningless, and I basically just went right back into the behaviors before, which made the health condition intensify greatly, but it did at least somewhat numb me out enough to not care. I've always felt like I had a purpose to do on this planet, a major purpose, not just a little one. I feel like it's hard to believe, it's hard to say without coming from an egotistical place. I'm really not trying to come from an ego. I don't really want to do this, what I feel like I'm being called to do. It's probably going to be dangerous and probably very hard. I'm probably going to get in a lot of conflict with people, and it's probably not going to make me a very liked person all over the place. It's probably going to equally be people on my side and equally be people that want to beat me up. I don't know. I'm just saying that I feel like it's time to bring everyone together, no matter what our differences are. I feel like we need to let go of all judgment and criticism and completely understand and embrace one another no matter what we've done. actually really seem to care and love us. Not just people that do it because they feel like it's their duty to do it, or it's their good deed to do it, or because their religious organization says that's what they need to do, or that's what because the program says they need to do, or what's that because that's what they're getting paid to do. You know, we all want true, genuine, real. We want others to spend their time a little bit to truly care about investing in us. I don't know what's happening. Something keeps happening. It keeps saying starting, yada, yada, yada. I do not know. I'm going to try to let it go. And I'm a little bit afraid of letting all of it go. I want to be able to still be on my A game, so to speak. I still want to be able to social on a level that I feel like is capable of presenting all the knowledge and all the moments and all the wisdom and all the things that I've experienced and endured and the things I went through in life. I want to be able to easily access that and use that in an artistic, creative way. And I feel like by letting go of all of my attachments, that maybe I may have trouble with that. fear of mine that I don't know why is a fear. I should trust in the universe at this point. I should trust in the used to be from a religious perspective. Now it's a little bit more of a just I'm a singer and I'm a guitar player. I love making music. I can make beats. I'm not awesome at it. I like writing poetry. I like writing lyrics. I am a good story writer. I'm a good storyteller. I don't really like faking stuff unless it is to be already, people are open to it being fictional and being fake anyway. I don't want to lie. I don't you or your situation, your life, really any uplifted. It's kind of keeping you in a place where everybody is able to kind of keep in that cycle of the conversations that they always have, the same kind of thing. I guess of that, but the upper class type of citizens are people that you can still have a lot of fun and stuff like that, but I've always wanted to find out who I really and who I was really meant to be and who am I really at my core. And I think the only way I was able to do that was to express my spiritual side, but that made me express, it doesn't have to be like a religious God thing. I needed to look at the things that I knew I really didn't want and the things that made me not really very nice looking. The things that I knew that were really tough and difficult that made me I just didn't like to look at it, right? But the more that I freaking looked at it, the more I started seeing what was directly and indirectly the problem of stuff. The more I started seeing more alone. It can for a while. Does it make me feel more empty for a little while? Yeah, it can. It's a very hard process to go through. At times, All of my messages keep talking about immense, crazy amounts of abundance, meaning enough money and to live it. I'm trying to do it. But my job, I'm surrounded by negative energy. Sometimes, just no matter what I do, I don't have the right kind of vibes lifting me up. Up so much and spiritual meditation and stuff. Just, I don't know exactly what I need. I just know that I need to really be able to focus on healing and my health and really being happy and doing what I really want to do. That's what matters to me. And at the end of the day, it means everything. I don't have a lot of family. I mean, I'm pretty much by myself. I'm looking for my new soul tribe. I'm looking for really a family that is literally always there, no matter what. The door is always open. And they always will try to do everything to make your vibration uplifted and to empower you, because they should know that when they empower you to become the best version of you, that means making shitloads of money, maybe way more than them, and maybe empowering them to be way cooler than you according to your friends or whatever. But then they're going to return the favor. As long as you're willing to take the fearful ride it takes to really empower yourself and go of the attachments and let go of the tasks and the whatever that you think's important. It's about something bigger and greater than you. Empowering yourself. Yeah, maybe your friends do think that person's cooler because you empowered them, and they're going to empower you in return. They're going to bless you in return. You've got to see the long-term investment in that. Eventually, the more you see and your friends see that you are really doing great things that bring people to a level that might seem cooler at the moment to them, for a second, your friends are really going to start saying, okay, now empower me. And then you're just going to, it's just going to be a domino effect. You're going to be bouncing balls off each other. It will be better in the long run. Trust me. If not, someone else will empower that person. They will reach that level. Your friends will think that anyway, or whatever. And then, where's that person in your life? I don't know. Or where are you left standing? Uplift their vibration, they uplift yours. You keep doing that to each other, and eventually, I don't see anything you can't accomplish. It's the other stuff is temporary, and it leaves you leaving much long term not feeling good about it. Eventually it's just meaningless. Not really. It's not really that bit that doesn't mean anything. I want to do things that mean things for other people and for you and for me. I want to see you at your best. I don't care how awesome you get or how awesome I get. I don't care what. I'm doing things personally that I know people will hate me for. I know it. But I also want those who hate me to be willing to explain to me why they feel the way they do. To have a conversation, an adult, respectful conversation, to explain to me why they feel the way they do. But I guarantee you half of them will not do that. I wonder why. Why wouldn't they do that? I'm not going to say that. Maybe you would already know that answer, but I just want to have I want to understand their perspective, please. I'm only pushing people's buttons to try to help them to actually think about things, to maybe help them grow, to a level that they didn't think possible. If it wasn't for me pushing the buttons to make you feel pissed, then you would not ever think about it. It wouldn't plant no seeds in you. Maybe it don't take root for 10 to 20 years, or maybe it takes root in that moment. Eventually, you will think about it. You'll remember what I said, and eventually, hopefully, it'll grow a root in you. And then that root will grow and grow and grow, and eventually you will have a domino effect on the people that you affect. So what I'm doing, even if it gets you to hate me in the moment, will eventually reach other people. That's what I'm hoping for. If you don't let the seed grow, or at least attempt to make it at least a thought, more than a thought, do a deep meditation on this stuff. Really think about it. Think about why you hate me so much, or why you're against me. Think about what really at the core is making you feel that way. And if it's something that you think that if there was a God, would he tell you that's probably something you should look at, or something that's not right or wrong or whatever? Like your highest self, your best version of you, or I don't know. Just think about Jesus, if he actually existed. What would he think about it? What would he say for you to maybe try to do, or maybe try to reflect upon? If it's stuff that's to do with your own internal work, then why do you take it against me? I'm only trying to help. I'm not here to manipulate or use it against you. I only want to try to help. I really do care, no matter what you do to me. I will always continue to try to care. That's my job. That's my ultimate job. I can't give up on you. I can't get mad at you. I can't get revenge, retaliate. I can protect myself, but I'm not ever going to use it against you. And that's just where I'm at. No matter how many times you may need to use something against me, hopefully, it's all worth it, and it'll be constructive, and one day it'll make sense to both of us, or all of us, or any of us. I just want to let go of, I'm trying to move forward. I want the world to move forward. I'm tired of all the ways that we treat each other and the behaviors we've been having. A lot of us are really nasty to each other. I don't know if any of us know what love is anymore. Hardly any of us. We get in relationships. We break up so quickly. We sleep together nonstop. Just there's pushing that person. We don't know what feelings are because we're afraid of them. We just want to numb the feelings out. Because when we have negative ones, we don't even have anybody we trust that we can really truly talk to about it, because everyone uses our negative feelings and moments against us, or we can't have no shoulders to cry on, because who is there to cry? I mean, we all use it for the wrong things. Why can't we have a place, someone, somewhere? There are plenty of people out here that are on the right page with me. I know that, but man, we got a lot of work to do. I feel like we have a lot of work to do, and maybe I'm not qualified, or have all the viewers, or have all the right things, or the right places, whatever. I know how to talk. I know how to think. I can express this message in a way that will reach. We don't need to reach the people that are already joining our seminars. We need to reach the people that freaking never want to join our seminars and have nothing to do with our stuff. How do we get to them and find a way to talk to them in a way that is not confrontational, or not too much, or not too anything? We got to be able to vibe on their page and just, be easy. Find a way to, speak to them in a way that they'll understand and that they're willing to listen. And even if we got to pay some of these people to listen, then that's what we have to do. But we need to find the people that never come to the seminar. That's the ones that we need to get. So I feel like my job is really to honestly go against the people. I got to go talk to the people that hate us most. I got to figure out a way to get a hold of them, get their attention. But we also need to go find the most broken individuals that have no hope, that no one ever would give a time of day to help. Let's go as a group to try to help them. I think if they had a place where people genuinely gave a crap about them and really tried to inspire and uplift them and even gave them chances when they did dumb shit all the time, our door's always open. If you join the collective, you're always a part of the group. And even if we're mad as hell at you, we never stop on our level of inspiration and encouragement and love. We may have tough love. We may get kind of, stern with you when we need to, but we never stop on our level of love and care. That's what I have to say. If you're out there, whoever you are, if you watch this video, I was promised that you would come to me. I've been promised that this connection would be made, and I need you. I need you to come. So if you are out there, I have a business email. It's magicmusician@gmail.com. Spell magic with a CK. Please email me. Let's get the show on the road already. But I also need someone that can give me a safe place to heal as well. We need to do a lot of talking beyond this. But if you feel like you were called to watch this video and you watched it to the end, and you feel like you have the ability, the financial means, the stability, or whatever, to somehow work with me, we'll connect. I just need to get out of these cycles somehow. But I don't know what I have to do, or what I need to do, or how do I sound the trumpet. Where are you? Where have you been? Because I know that you're there. I don't know if you're a person or a business or a organization or whatever you are. Supposedly you will see it in me. I think I'm meant to do really great things, meaning very successful things. My ideas, I think, are going to be very successful. Like extremely successful. I think our company eventually, in 20 years, it will be unlike anyone else. I mean, I'm not being... This is just how I feel. I mean, I don't know how to explain this, but it's just saying it's, I really see big things coming. I really do. Like, I truly freaking do. Despite my circumstance now, I really think that we'll be able to truly change the entire world. I know that's crazy, but I don't know if it's you to help me get this started, but be a part of this with me. You're going to want to be a part of this. I need someone to be on my side with this from the beginning. Take a leap of faith with me on this. Be ambitious. Believe with me. God's with me. God's with you. We can do this. We can do anything we set our mind to, but we have to be able to push each other. You have to get me up off the ground. I got to get you up off the ground. We have to do this and work together. I just need someone to keep me just going. No matter how I feel, no matter what's going on, you got to help me proceed and move forward. Without you, I just can't do it by myself. It's very difficult. So here I am, asking for you to please show up. Don't know where you are. Just please email me, hoping that the universe brings you to me. Pisces and full moon, I need you. It's about time you show up. Time is getting short here. I just don't want to go in circle after circle anymore. You were promised to me like a long time ago, but you're really being promised like super now. And I really need you to take this leap of faith, because I promise you, whatever is going on with my spiritual transformation, it is on another level. And if you can get me beyond this next step, I mean, dude, girl,